the week before my wedding. They told me that they weren't going to renew my contract because of AI. We're not for free, we're not out here just volunteering. You got to pay for that. That is so demoralizing and so Hi, I am 𝘈𝘍𝘧𝘪. I run a content marketing agency we're called 𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗍𝗪, and I talk all about the whole world of content writing. Let's take a look at some of the most unhinged takes from the job market on LinkedIn. This is the first take right now, and it is from Bonnie. She used to be a content writer at Pinterest, and she's saying this: "Hey chat, if you want my old job on my old team that I was laid off for because of AI, it looks like you can apply. There is nothing quite so surreal as seeing your exact role being rehired for less than 6 months after you were laid off. It's almost as though the layoffs were a bad idea. Get in while the stock is super duper low." And then a rolly eye emoji. Unfortunately, we did see at the beginning of this year a huge wave of layoffs as a result of everyone shifting and pivoting to AI. I myself was a result of this. I lost a job. I was working at Upwork. They approached me in 2025, April 2025, and they asked me if I wanted to work on the SEO writing team, and it was an amazing thing. So I was working for them for a year in like a more full-time role. And then in April this year, the week before my wedding, they told me that they weren't going to renew my contract, and then the whole team that I was working with got laid off because of AI. But it wasn't like an end game for me. Like, I've got a lot of other things going on, and the income was nice, but it wasn't my like overall monthly income. But for many people I know who were working full-time on the team for many years, that was a really serious hit for them. And the result is because of AI. Obviously, for someone like Bonnie, I understand just 6 months later, they ended up rehiring for her exact role. And I actually think we're going to see this a lot over the next couple of months. All of these businesses that have hard pivoted to AI are now like, oh, we need someone who's actually good enough to manage this or to do with this. And AI cannot replace all human interaction. It's ridiculous. You definitely need humans to oversee that. And you see businesses like ClickUp, and I'm gonna put a graph up here to show you ClickUp's own traffic just tanking, because they did something really similar, right? They replaced their entire content team with AI. This is the result. Slump in traffic. If you are on the hunt for work, I actually put together all of the top writing jobs out there at the moment on the internet. I send them out every single Monday, and sometimes extra during the week, because there are a lot of writing jobs out there available at the moment. It's my newsletter. It's completely for free. It always will be for writers, and it's called Get That Money. You can sign up at getthatmoney.io, and I'll link it down in the description box as well. Let's take a look at our next take. And this one is actually from Reddit. Looking for some extra cash? I'm a college student and I already work as a waiter where tips are a good chunk of my pay, but my tuition is typically $6,500 a semester, and I can pay it off if I work hard enough, but I can't always work my waiting job. I want to find an extra source of income that can make me some cash to help pay for college, and no, I refuse to use AI whatsoever. If you're out there and you're looking for a side hustle, you're looking for a new job, amazing. Because right now we have an economy that is just so good for people who are looking to make money in a side hustle. There are so many opportunities for making money online. I've worked online in various capacities for all of my adult life. I started off working when I was 19, 20. I worked as a banker. I was like a personal banker, like a cashier. At that time, I was also teaching English online. And my banking job, the job that I went to sort of 3 days a week while I was studying for my master's, that was the same income that I had when I was working teaching English online. And ever since then, every job that I've had, I've actually made more money doing my side hustles online. Recently now, I'm at the point where we make my previous annual salary, at least make that every month. However, I kind of caveat that by saying, you've now got to adapt to the economy that you're in, and at the moment, the money is in with AI. I've been working on a platform called 𝗪𝗏. Sometimes the people that they hire for in these platforms, you're looking at projects where they have 25, 30,000 people on a single project, and they're paying me sort of $40, $50 an hour. So sometimes I see jobs advertised on there, they're paying $150, $200 an hour. What an amazing opportunity. But not if you refuse to use AI. Okay, let's have a look at the next piece. Okay, it says here, what do you think about this candidate's response to an AI interview request? And this is the person that replies here in this. Hi, thank you for the clarification. Since blank uses an AI to interview candidates on behalf of human recruiters, I'd like to exercise the same logic in reverse. I'll be sending my own AI to represent me in the interview. If an AI can fairly assess my skills and communicate on your behalf, then there's no reason a capable AI can't represent me on mine. The outcome should be equivalent under your own framework. Please let me know if your system has any issue interfacing with another AI. I'd hate for there to be a compatibility problem. This is an excellent response, right? It's very funny, and of course, it's logically accurate. When we apply for jobs, you gotta tick so many boxes and you've got to go through all of this, and there's a lot of human effort involved only for it to be rewarded with like an AI interface. And you're like, I've just spent so much of my time creating this amazing application for it to just be rejected automatically by an AI. That is so demoralizing and so But if I was an employer, would I hire this person? No, I wouldn't. When you're applying for a writing job, we want to be able to see your writing skills. We want to be able to see, are you able to use AI in a strategic way, but also do you have the creativity? Do you have the strategy? Do you have the thinking behind that? You know, we get inundated with AI generated applications and we reject them straight away. But an AI would actually give people, it would be able to sort of identify, does this person have the ability to work remotely? Are they able to string a coherent sentence together? And you might call me out for that, but genuinely, I have been in some interviews where people cannot do those things and they just are not able to do that. So that is genuinely the criteria that we're checking here, that we're looking at here. And unfortunately, the person that you're shooting in the foot is yourself. But it's a very funny and very logical email, and I kind of agree a lot with the sentiment. And now I have a little bit of an honorary mention here from Sarah, she's a recruiter. It says here, the unique follow-up note I received after a final interview with a highly skilled software engineer candidate, and then the facepalm emoji. Some advice for applicants for senior roles. Even if an offer doesn't align with your initial expectations, your communication at every stage reflects your professionalism. If you wish to negotiate or decline, there are constructive ways to do so. Abrasiveness is really productive. Safe to say, this particular candidate has been eliminated from our high-level consideration list. The market is competitive. And they've put here, pay is absolute dog. Looks like the tip jar at a dive bar after a Tuesday afternoon shift. Hope your day sucks, Greg. Okay, Greg, first of all, that is a legendary response. And that if you're a recruiter, you're often reaching out to people who are the highly skilled software engineer candidate. Those people are valuable. And if you're saying here, the market is competitive, yeah, it is competitive. It's competitive in both ways. Make sure that you're paying people the amount of money that is justified for their response. At the moment, businesses right now, especially if you're looking in the software, the AI space, they're making some money. They're making money. And you, as a recruiter, going to a software engineer and asking them for them to sort of like leave their job and come and work for you, and then you get through all of those rounds of interviews, a final interview. So presumably this person, poor Greg, has been strung along a little carrot to get to the final interview for them to say, oh, the salary is like 20%, 30% of your salary. Yeah, I'd be pissed off too, like for sure, because I have been deluded in this way for jobs before. I've had interviews with amazing people, businesses, and then they come to the end of it and I say like, okay, these are my rates. And they're like, oh, wow, you're so expensive. We were looking at paying $5 an hour. Well, I'm not that person, babe. Like, you could reach out to people that are that person. But if you're looking for premium talent, you're looking for a highly skilled software engineer, well, you got to pay for that. That comes at a cost. Unfortunately, that's the case. We're not for free. We're not out here just volunteering. Okay, that is everything that I have time for today. The job market is just in a shambles right now. And if you're a person out there looking for work, then I can understand why it is a shit show in trying to get that. Once again, I'll tell you, I do run a free newsletter, Get That Money. If you've not signed up, sign up below. The link is in the description. It's getthatmoney.io. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment, follow along, whatever. It all helps me reach new audiences. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.